everyone. On this episode, I'm going to show you the coolest thing that one of our vendors had put in our craft sale. She made some fireplace starters. If you have a wood-burning fireplace or an outdoor fire pit, she said that just one of these will get the fire going, a nice raging fire, and we tested it out and she was right. So I thought I'd show you how to make these, and I thought these might be a great gift for the man of the house. So first of all, you start with a cardboard egg container. So we'll be making 12. And then you're going to add some good old dryer lint to the bottom of each one of them. Did my laundry, so perfect timing. Then the next thing you are going to add is a pine cone. I got these from our front yard. So you can break them up a bit and put them in, each one. So there, I've added pine cones to each one of these little things. The next thing I'm going to do is just add some, pretty much, this is receipt paper. Actually, it's a receipt from Michael's. So we're just going to add a little bit of some of that paper into each one. So as you can see, this is pretty much garbage, what we're doing here. And a really great way to recycle. The next thing we're going to add is some melted wax, like preferably candle wax. Use any candles that you have at home that are old and just kind of heat them up and then just let the wax get melted, and you're going to pour it into the egg carton. But I'm using what's called a Scentsy, and a Scentsy is kind of like a a potpourri burner or a hot wax burner, but it has a light bulb in it that keeps the wax hot. You can see the light bulb there, and then you put scented wax on top. Well, this time I just used some old candle wax in the Scentsy so it would be nice and liquidy. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour that into each one of the egg carton sections. I added some paper towel underneath the carton just in case it soaks through. And this container, it's not even hot to the touch. It's warm, but it's not hot. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of this melted wax into each one of these containers. So I'm just going to add wax to the last two little openings here. Just enough wax. And then what I did is I used my 1.5 inch circle punch. I'm just running the wax in, and I pressed it on top because these are going to be a gift. So just because they're fireplace starter things and they're made with dryer lint and garbage, I thought they still needed to look a little bit more attractive when you pull them out of the bag. So we're just going to let these all harden, and I'm going to top them off with just a little bit more wax to make sure it's all uniform in each section. There, so I've got them all done. You should see, I wish we had smell-o-vision or smell tube so you could see how nice it smells in here. So I've added wax to all 12 sections, and you can see this one is still kind of wet, but they're hardening up here. And I waxed on top of that 1.5 inch circle. I just wanted to add that, like I mentioned, just for a little bit of decorating, using these scissors. And I'm just going to carefully cut out each little section so it's in its own kind of a cup thing. And cut each piece out and just trim off the tops like this. There. So just go ahead and do that with all 12. So I finished trimming them all down, as you can see here, and I've got all of the trimmings inside of this paper towel, and I'm going to save that to use for part of the kindling of the fireplace when we do our demo to see if these work. So the next thing I've got is some wax paper. Might as well take the wax to the next level, and I'm just going to roll these up just like this, and then just twist them on each side like little bonbons, and then pop them into one of these Vanjie's bags that I ordered from Vanjie. So pop them in there. I'll end up putting 6 in each bag. So it almost looks like a bag of candy. Okay, so I've got my last little wax bonbon, as it were, and I'll put it in the bag with the other 5. And then I'm going to fold over the box, I'm going to fold over the bag top like this, take my big bite and just punch in 2 holes, one right there and one right beside it. Gonna cut a piece of good old-fashioned twine. And just poke it through the holes, and it gives it a little bit of that rugged, outdoorsy, masculine look. And just simply tie it in a bow in the front. And there we have our fireplace starters. For my instructions for my fireplace starters, I simply taken some cardboard inserts that were inside of some canning jars that were used for the cookies and cakes in a jar. These were separating the jars inside, and I just think this tag is too clean looking for what I want it to be. I want it to look a little bit more grungy. So I'm just going to trace out a couple of them here and then write the instructions on the tag. There. So I'm just going to cut them out and just distress them a little bit and punch a hole and attach them to our bags. On the other side, I'm going to write what they are, because I mean, you and I know what they are, but if I'm giving this to somebody, they're not gonna know. So I'll just put fire starters. There. Just going to go ahead and give them a quick spritz of suede glimmer mist. There. Now let's go check this out and see if these fireplace starters work. Okay, I'm here at my brick fireplace. And I didn't clean the ashes out on purpose so that you could see that it is in fact a wood burning fireplace. I'm just going to take the shovel here and dump some of these ashes over so we can do our little experiment to see if my fire starters start. There, that should be a good space. There's a little bit of paper in there. Okay, so the first thing you're supposed to do is place the fire starter right in the middle of the fireplace. So there we have it. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of scrap paper and stuff that I had left over from the project, making sure I can still see that fire starter thing. And then hang on, I'm just going to grab a lighter. Okay, so I got my lighter. So we'll just light our little fire starter on both sides there. Got our paper lit. And as we all know, paper burns very, very, very quickly. But it's the fire starter we want to work. So let's see what's happening under here. Oh, there it is. Can you see it? A little piece of wax fire starter. So then I'm just going to add some small pieces of wood like it's working. Sorry if it's all messy, but I'm doing this with one hand. You know what, guys? I think it works. I'll come back in a minute and see if it's still burning. Can you see the little fire starter thing right there? That little ball of fire? That is really, really cool how this works. So it's a no fuss, no muss fire. If I can start a fire with one hand and a little piece of paper and 2 pieces of wood, I think this will make a great gift for some guy or girl or anybody that has a wood fireplace. So here's our fire starters. So give those a try. They're kind of fun. It's really cool to see how well it works. So we'll see you next time. Bye.